On this battlefield are your friendly enemies. Their names known across the continent. Cale Yarborough, three-time winner of the Southern 500, and three-time stock car racing's national champion. David Pearson, graying hair on the outside and lots of gray matter on the inside, have earned him a nickname, the Silver Fox. Buddy Baker, 6'5", a gentle giant, except when he's trying to pass you. Bobby Allison, another three-time winner of this Southern 500. He knows the track inch by inch and uses radio to keep in touch with his pit crew. So does Benny Parsons. And so does the king of stock car racing, Richard Petty. Petty has 85 more victories than any other driver. He has earned $3 million behind the wheel. Today, Petty is nursing ribs injured in a crash 2 weeks ago. There's a question whether he can go the full 500 miles. Challenging these veterans are young men like Darrell Waltrip, who has led the Southern 500 but never won. This is the 29th Southern 500, the oldest 500-mile stock car race in America. The pace lap is underway. It's a slow lap to warm the engines and tires and to get rid of the butterflies that are part of waiting. Years ago at this track, the fans knocked down fences to watch ordinary passenger cars run for big money. No longer are these ordinary passenger cars. Competition has changed the breed. As cow ponies are different from thoroughbreds, these are different from showroom models. A first-class racing stock car costs $25,000 to build and $200,000 or $300,000 to campaign during a year-long season. If you're going to race, you'd better be rich or a winner. 40 cars with a power of 25,000 horses are crowded onto a track that's 1.33 miles long. These cars run on bigger and wider tracks, but none tougher. The Darlington track is egg-shaped, with a radius of turns 1 and 2 different than turns 3 and 4. It's impossible to set up a race car chassis that will work equally well on both ends of the track. Veteran drivers decide on where they'll try to pass and give up performance at the other end. Most drivers agree. I'd rather drive anywhere else, but I'd rather win at Darlington. On the pole, inside front row, David Pearson, number 21, fastest qualifier. Next to Pearson is Darrell Waltrip, number 88. In the second row, Bobby Allison inside, Benny Parsons outside. Row 3, Lenny Pond and Cale Yarborough. Each car earns its starting position by running 2 laps against the clock. Faster cars start in front. Now, onto the main straightaway, looking for the green flag, and the first of 367 laps. They're racing, heading for the first turn with engines roaring like cannon fire. Pearson looks at the wall and keeps his foot down. Waltrip holds second, Bobby Allison is third, Benny Parsons holds fourth. It's Mercury, Chevrolet, Ford, and Chevrolet. The enormous crowd of nearly 75,000 is cheering for favorite car and driver. Off the backstretch and into turn 3, with Pearson showing the field the fast way around. Pearson is one of stock car racing's all-time greats. He's fought for 100 victories during his 17-year career. He's won the Rebel 500 on this track 6 times and won the Southern 500 twice. He's forgotten more about this racetrack than most drivers ever learn. Race cars must be set up differently for every track. Gear ratios, spring ratios, steering controls are all adjustable, and it takes a great driver to know exactly what to change and how to change it. The track at Darlington has been completely resurfaced, adding another unknown. Is it faster? More slippery? How will it feel late in the race when there's oil and rubber on it? Dozens of questions fill that part of their mind, not busy with handling a guided missile in traffic at better than 150 miles an hour. There's a car into the wall on the front stretch. That's Ty Scott at the wheel, pointing at the first turn after a short seemed like forever. Scott keeps it under control and will try to motor around to his pit to see if he can stay in the race. Luckily, Scott kept his car low on the track, away from fast traffic. The yellow flag flies to warn other drivers that cleanup crews are on the track, and the pace car slows everybody down. Pit road is busy as a lover's lane on Saturday night. The veteran racers refuel and change tires. Some drivers ask their mechanics to change the spring settings. With a few turns of a wrench, a car's handling characteristics can be adjusted to track conditions. Then it's back to the wars. First car on the track will get position 1 when the green flag flies again. Dave Marcus in number 2 is on his way, followed by Waltrip in number 88, who slams into Neil Bonnet, and Bonnet's car hooks some television cables stretched across the track. The cables come down across the pit area, but not over the track. No one was hurt as those inch-thick cables tore loose from their supports. Here's what happened in slow motion. Waltrip swung wide to pass Pearson's parked car and hit Neil Bonnet's left front fender. Bonnet's car brushed the wall and a telephone pole. Like a sailfish taking a hook, it roared down pit road with a long line of heavy cable. Bonnet's car shook off the cables, but the damage had been done. Luckily, no injuries from that backlash. They're ready to run again. The green flag signals for high speed, and Dave Pearson is in front of the pack, but he's not leading the race. A long pit stop for 4 fresh tires has dropped him to 6th position. 2 cars behind Pearson is Buddy Baker's number 27 Army Chevrolet, and he's in position 1. Right behind Baker's car, Darrell Waltrip has position 2, but Donnie Allison is passing. Allison passes deep in the 3rd turn, and there's Cale Yarborough following Allison like a shadow. Allison is 2nd, Yarborough 3rd, and Waltrip drops 2 positions in about 4 seconds. It's flat-out racing now. They've found where they can pass and who they can pass. Now it's a question of taking a deep breath and doing it. There's Cale Yarborough going for 2nd place by diving into turn 3 with full power. Yarborough's got 2nd. And here comes Waltrip. It's a game of 150-mile-an-hour musical chairs. Before the track was resurfaced, passing in turn 3 was a hair-raising piece of work. Now, they make it look easy. After 200 miles, 6 cars are running nose to tail, and everybody's chasing number 27, Buddy Baker, who has a tight grip on position 1.